So I tried to call. So remember, I just told y'all, right? The issue that I had, what just happened with my daughter and her mother on the three-way, right? So when after I made my little video, I try to call my baby mama and I try to call my daughter, right? Neither one of them is answering, right? And then I call my daughter straight through. She picks up the phone. I said, Rihanna. I said, why? I said, why is you lying to your mom? She say, what did I lie about? I said, Rihanna, you told your mama that I told you that I am having another child to replace you. Guess what she told me? She proceeded to tell me, she said, Dad, you have brought a lot of pain to my life since I was a child. I went crazy. I didn't go crazy on her. I went crazy like, what the, right? I went crazy, right? Now, mind you, right? Let me just give you all some insight, right? Because now we're going deep into this shit. Okay, my baby mama, right? Her mother. We were never like in a relationship, right? She was coming over there. She was coming over my house, or I go by her. No, I wasn't even going by her house at the time because I was on house arrest, right? Now this is in '05, right? She ended up coming by my house one day, right? And my guy, and she was, she wasn't pregnant at this time or nothing, but so my guy, he called me, right? My guy Cam, and I told this story before. Rest in peace, Cam, right? But I got so many videos, y'all probably don't catch it, but y'all finna catch it now. So I'm finna get y'all insight on this, on everything, right? This story time, but this a long one. My guy Cam called me. We on the phone talking, right? Now, my baby mama, she ain't my baby mama at this time, right? She ain't even pregnant. But she's in my room. So me and my guy Cam, we on the phone talking about females, right? He talking about he gonna come over there on the weekend. We gonna, he got some hoes lined up. Cool. While I'm in the midst of talking to him on the phone, my baby mama, I'm address her by her name, punk. Her name Jasmine. She walks out. She just walks out of the room. Don't say nothing. She walk out of the room and walk out of the house. Right now, any female that I dealt with before, I've always said, "Hey, if if you ever leave out, I'm never going to chase you or stop you. Obviously, that's what you want to do, right? Now, mind you, we talking about this is in January '06 when this happened. The story I'm telling y'all, right? So she leaves out. So when she leave out, I close the door. I go sit back down. Like 10 minutes later, my little sister come to me like, "Hey, Jasmine is in front of such and such house, right?" Now, the person who house she's in front of, he's like me, right? At the time, like we just, we young, we just bagging females, sending them on their way. Females coming in and out the house, right? So when my little sister tell me that Jasmine is in front of his house, I already know what it is, right? I don't care. We ain't first of all we ain't in a relationship. She just came over and I bagged her. She ain't even pregnant at this time, right? Cool. So when I get up and go to the door, I see her and the nigga standing out there. I go sit down. My little sister ended up telling me like, "Oh, they walking in the house." I was like, "Oh shit." Oh, I know he got her now. The next day she tried to call me, right? I said, "What you calling me for? Don't call me. Call that nigga you was, like, cause I don't do that. Like, that's not, I don't do that type of shit. We gonna bag a bitch together. That's some different shit. But you finna smash a nigga on my block and thinking that I'm gonna be smashing you? Hell no, that shit. You out. You out. Like, niggas listen, I had standards, right? So, when she called, I'm like, woo, woo. She tried to lie, say she didn't do nothing, then end up coming out. She said, "Oh, well, he ate my pussy, and woo, woo," and all that. The bitch was lying, but, she fucks. But this what she told me. She told me that her mom told her to do whatever she has to do to get home after she left out of my house. So that means fuck anybody? This what your mama told you? Cool. So that happened. I stopped talking to her. She told me a few weeks later like she pregnant, right? Now I know I had sex with her, but then I already know what she did too on the block, right? So I wasn't even dealing with her like that, right? But at some point, right? Like me growing up, I felt like especially every dude that had their first child, they felt like they had to be with their baby mama to like make it work, right, for the child, right? Everybody felt that way about their first child, right? Which is a big mistake, right? So, now mind you, I keep telling you all this, right? My baby mama is like 2 years older than me, right? She has never had her own place, right? She has never had a car. I don't even think the bitch had a job before, right? She's always lived with her mom. Now, when I got out in '08, like I told y'all, and I end up going to court, I end up getting shared custody of my daughter. They moved out of town, right? I moved to Phoenix. When my baby mama got hurt, when them kids got taken or whatever, because basically my daughter lied on to somebody on the bus and said that another student had touched her, right? So they were on the cameras. When they were on the cameras, they see that she was lying, right? But not only did they see that she was lying, she was doing other shit. But not only that, it was some shit going on in the house, right? I ain't gonna put motherfuckers' business out there like that because I ain't even that type of person. But and plus that's still my baby. But this whole situation is just crazy how my baby mama manipulated my daughter into thinking that I was the bad guy, right? But hold on, so when my daughter got taken, she was in my baby mama care in North Carolina, right? And she got taken because of abuse in the house, or all that, right? And like I told you, my baby mama got 3 kids, 3 different baby daddies. Her other 2 kids, they don't know they dad. They don't know they daddy at all. So my daughter's the only one that know they dad. My daughter's the only one that isn't back in the house, right? The other 2 kids, my baby mama, her other 2 kids, they're back in my baby mother's custody, right? My baby mama is running the streets. She don't have none of her kids, not even one. She's jumping from house to motherfucking house. And like I said, listen, there is no competition when it comes to me and her, right? Because like I said, me and her I met her in '05, right? I went to jail in '06. When I went to jail, I was down there living with her and her mom, right? My baby mama to this day is in that same situation, living with somebody. Man, people that know, man, you go on my page. Listen, when I moved out my mama's house, never went back. Never went back. And I ain't talking about I went with no cousin, no relative, no daddy, no auntie, none of that. None of that. And what's crazy, she older than me, right? But the fucked up thing is how, mind you, nothing like so when my daughter when they was living here, I get my daughter on Saturday, keep her for the week, drop her back off, right? So when I had her, my daughter had her own room, her own stuff. Mind you, I'm buying her Jordans, I'm buying her name brand stuff, right? Her sisters, my baby mama, other kids, they wear Payless and Walmart shoes because you got to remember their dad isn't in their life, right? So the money not there. They ain't buying them that shit, right? So when I was sending my daughter home with the stuff, when I go pick her up the next Saturday, they're like, oh, we can't find it, or it's broke. Oh, one shoe got lost. Well, really, they jealous and they envy. So they started to punish my daughter, right? My daughter, she was doing some wrong shit. She would tell her sisters like, yeah, that's why I'm going with my daddy this weekend. That's why I got this. That's why I got that. That's why I got my own room, right? They would punish my daughter by saying, oh, since you doing that, you not going with your dad on Saturday. Or this, that, and the other, right? I don't even whoop my kids. Never whoop none of my kids. None of them. I don't believe in whooping. Never whooped none of my kids. So for my daughter to tell me just now on the phone, Dad, you've brought me so much pain since I was a child. Bro, that shit is crazy, right? It's just crazy because this goes in the line of shit that my baby mama has been manipulating my daughter. Like I told y'all, bro, my daughter inboxed me last week. The page said the last name was White, right? So I'm like, what the fuck? So when I find out that it's really my daughter page, I'm like, why did you change your last name to White instead of Miller? She said, cause my mom don't want me talking to you. I say, what you mean? I said, Rihanna, you grown, you 18. Why you can't tell your mom? I understand, but I'm old enough to make my own decision, right? Why you couldn't tell her that? And not only that though, the same person, the reason why you in that situation, you, bro, this shit, but this what you call like somebody brainwashing a child. But and like I said, if they telling me that my daughter is 18 and she can't take care of herself, that should tell you that tells me and that should tell everybody else. Obviously, something is missing, right? For her to even believe that, right? And I'm going through my own stuff. I lost my son. Listen, I lost my son to an asthma attack in his room, right? Hold on. Right across there, right? In this very same house. You think I got time to go through that type of shit? No, that type of shit? Come on, man, listen. And she 18? I can't, man, listen. I'm going through my sobriety right now, and it's shit like that'll make somebody relapse. It is, right? But I'm headstrong, right? And I know I ain't seen my daughter, man, I ain't seen my daughter since she was probably like 10. I'm probably younger than that. Like I said, they fled to North Carolina. Listen, when I had my daughter, no CPS was ever involved, no police was ever involved. I had shared custody of Rihanna, of my daughter, up until they left this motherfucker. And then when I moved to Phoenix and I tried to get her, when her mom got her tooken, I'm all the way in Phoenix. She all the way in North Carolina. Okay. Now that I'm clean now, I go to the court date lap a few weeks ago, to try to get custody of her. Her own mom didn't even show up. So my daughter, she is in a group home. She's in a group home. But not only that though, she just left out of the mental facility, right? So the fact that her mom is putting her through this, and she not even supposed to be talking to nobody for 30 days. So, bro, she told her mom that I told her that I'm having a new baby to replace her. Told her mom that I'm calling and bothering her. Listen, the only time I called my daughter is when I just called her to ask her why did she lie. That's the only time I called her. That's the only time. Listen, I'm at a place right now, I'm trying to focus on me. I ain't got time for none of that type of shit, man. I wish her the best of luck. Obviously, they taking care of her. She got a bed. She got it's a loving family looking after her. She better than her mom. Right now, I got to focus on me and my sobriety. Man, as much as it hurts me to intervene, I can't. And you know what's crazy? Why, when the shit first happened, why I never got custody of her? And I didn't get custody of her, and this is when my son Kyrell was alive, right? I didn't want to bring my daughter into my household, right? And I've been in Kyrell and Avion life their whole life. I didn't want to bring my daughter under my roof and she lie on my boys and lie and say that they did something and I know them, but now it's a situation where I gotta choose her or them. I know my boys respectful. They ain't finna do none of that. But my daughter got a history of lying. She has a history of lying. The same way she just lied now, that's how she lied and got herself in this position, in this situation, man. But y'all give me some advice, man. What y'all think? What type of female y'all think she is, man? Y'all hop in the comments, man. I gotta go. I gotta calm down.